Greetings, my friends. This is Gilles Mansillon. I hope you're having a good day, a good Sunday. I thought I'd come and say hello, talk about different aspects of that ascension process. Ascension is raising our consciousness into a higher realm of consciousness, into a higher realm of reality, where reality is perceived from a higher perspective, to reconnect to our multi-dimensional nature. And it is really what is going on, although it is not fully manifested in our experience just yet as a collective, but it's coming little by little. What it is, in a sense, is to stand above all the dualities and polarities, to see that light and dark is like always chasing each other, always be chasing each other. So we want to come back to the original state, the yin and the yang, the blending of the acceptation of that process of evolution that is guided through the world of polarity, yet to stand above it. For it is in this world materialism is superior to spiritualism. We live in a world where the matter, if you can demonstrate great wealth, you'll be taken seriously by society. If you're a great wise person who live in a monastery, and you won't be valued by society because you do not manifest that. Yet the spirit has reminded me many times that the inner process is far superior to the spiritual part, is far more important than the material, because the material is just serving the process of evolution. So it is the idea is to balance it out, and to balance out the inner and the outer eventually. Because the material things are quantifiable in present day society. You can quantify many things that is physical and material, but spiritual wisdom is not yet, or administrative wisdom is not quantifiable just yet. But in the future, we'll be able to judge, to ascertain the level of wisdom that each being has, and it will be placed in the right place, so that everybody will find fulfillment and find the proper service, will be used to the maximum of its capacity. So that is something that we'll come to realize in the future. For now, we need to balance it out, but it feels it's completely normal to not always be functional in a dysfunctional society. For there is a lot of there is a lot of dysfunctionality there's a lot of lies and manipulations, and the rule changes all the time to fit certain process. So it's like it's not always easy to maneuver within that. But if there is a dark aspect that uh, it's easier to go to the solution than to stand. If you don't stand too long in the problem. If you don't have a solution for a problem, then it's better to find your wholeness, to find your guidance, to find the connection to the heart and the intuition to solution reveal, rather than as outlining the problem again and again and again and again. That makes it stronger. For instance, if I paint a painting and it's like those beautiful colors, and all of a sudden somebody comes in and throw a big black splash in the middle of the painting, it's I can keep some of the dark to dynamize the work, but I want to repaint over it. It's about whatever happened before. It's what we create now that's important, so we can always recreate. But it's good to integrate some of the dark, to learn from that, and eventually attain the seventh dimension, the point of mastery, where all dualities and polarities are being integrated, and we are open to the portal of the infinite, the eighth chakra, the eighth dimension that connects us to the great collective consciousness of the universe. For what we seek is personal freedom, joy, abundance, prosperity, integration, harmony, grace, and that we are challenged to achieve that by ourselves. But on a collective level, it is a plan. It is the plan of God. It is beyond anything. Each soul has to go through whatever they go through, and God regulates that as a whole. It's like the Christ or the Buddha or Muhammad. They came to bring as messengers of God, but they couldn't. The collective is beyond, is a whole process. So it's far beyond all the others that masters that came in. But understanding that some souls, when we first come down from this pure realm that is pure, the realm of heaven, we go down into this realm where our consciousness is obstructed, and And that is the source of all darkness, is the obstruction of consciousness. And some people are born without any moral compass. They do not see the cause and the effect of their impact upon life, and they're only self-serving for their own pleasure. And God will allow souls to go through like many incarnations to explore that before facing the consequences. But now we're coming at a very potent place in the galaxy where there is this cosmic energy, or a photon wave, um, photon belt. And so there is accountability is coming to the, so it's going to be a great deal of accountability. And they have everything they need to for the truth to come out, and they have the evergreen boat, the in the Suez Canal, and they have all the cassettes from the Epstein properties and all that. So it's like they have all they need to bring about the revelations. So we'll see how this unfolds. Is how God wants it to unfold. It's for it's really important to take care of our own business and to take care of the business of God. The business of God is to treat everybody like a divine child of God. That is. And to what we're selling is peace, is joy, is abundance, is freedom. It is salvation in many ways, and and it's what it is. But we can only hold the door open, and it is for each and every person to go into their own heart to deal with whatever they have there in order to find that point of freedom. Um, but all the people that have a strong sense of entitlement and power and sometimes it's very their entitlement is very distorted, and so now they're facing people's scrutiny. So it's like there is a great deal of awakening. So a lot of things will be revealed in the coming times. Um, but we're going to need action on the front scene. It's like a lot of declassified materials I received in the past 20-30 years, but a lot of information about declassified information but I don't work for Interpol. I hope those things get to Interpol so they can actually, it's their work to act upon those things, or the different um, police that monitor those all the crimes and crimes against humanity. So it is for them to work on that. For we live in a very atypical planet. It's very and I had a very atypical life, I realize. Um, but so we'll see, because the atypical quality of the Earth means that anything is possible. We don't know, because in regular planets we have a certain sense of how evolution is going to unfold, but here it's a very strange world. And so um, and depending on what time in history we choose to incarnate, if we choose to incarnate 1,000 years from now or 1,000 years back, it's going to be a very different experience. But talking about this one experience, depending on where we were born in terms of culture, in terms of social class, in terms of family, those things will create a very, very specific imprint upon identity down here. Yet we are far more than that, because we have integrated through time, through many incarnations in all the cultures. And now it's, so we need to understand the value of all cultures beyond that which although what we chose was very important to choose it in this way. For afterlife, we may choose other incarnations on other planets, on this planet. But for a lot of people who will choose to reincarnate on this planet, because they will be able to appreciate all the work that's been done, because the world is going to find its point of this paradise Earth, to reincarnate on paradise Earth after having gone through that. They say that I don't want to incarnate, but we don't want to. Again, a lot of people I know, it's like I don't never want to come back to the Earth again. But the Earth will become a paradise, and will be able to harvest the fruits of all these works in the future. But it's not up for us to decide what our future life will be. What's important is what our present life is, because what we do in this life will greatly determine what our future potential will be. The universe is tailor-made for each soul. Each soul has we always have guides and angels and spirit beings that are protecting us, guiding us throughout. No matter who we are, everybody's got that, more or less, depending on the attraction they produce. But everybody has that, and eventually we're going to be able to sense and see and communicate with all those beings that have always been there, that are benevolent and and celestial, highly intelligent beings, but they've always been there. It's not. It's just we're just getting the sense of their presence, and so we want to continue to cultivate, to create positive egregores, and. And so, for the Godhead is unified. There's only one Godhead. So that once we clear the mirror of life, God can communicate through us through any circuit we can clear up. It's like so. So it's very powerful. Um, for our guides will always be there to assist us in with the best possible life in relationship to the field of experience that we chose during this lifetime, as well as the lesson we chose to learn during this lifetime also. And so work with your guides. I thank mine, and for we all supervised. We are all, and a lot of things is predestined. We don't really have a choice, so we may as well accept it. Just be a humble messenger of Source, of the Creator, of God, and just continue on your path, asking to be your true self, to be in alignment with your true self, your higher, your divine I am, your multidimensional self. Because once we're in alignment, the manifestation will eventually come to. Eventually, we're gonna manifest what we need. But if we get the manifestation and we're not in alignment, that will bring a lot of chaos on the outside. So we want to get the alignment first. In many senses, it goes back to what I think was the Christ who said, "Seek the kingdom of God first; everything else will come forward afterwards." Well, I hope this message was interesting for you. I think that's what I wanted to talk about today. So just continue to be, find your place, and we need to find a balance. We need to find our place within the greater whole. We're an essential part of the greater whole. And I'm going to pull a few cards to see for entertainment purposes. Let's see the card of the day. It's the observer, to stay neutral, to be a neutral observer, to contemplate duality, the flows of duality from a unified consciousness is really the point of the ascension. Let's see what... so many changes, so many things we can't really talk about, but we have to feel it for ourselves. For it is really about finding our own salvation, the plan of God. Don't wait for the collective ascension. Have to ascend. If the Buddha had to wait or the Christ had to wait, they would have never done all those things that they've done. And so that's really what the inner Christ is coming out, and the Christ Sophia, the blending in of the divine attributes of masculine and feminine. The observer of the day is to become one with nature. It's the experience, and to become one, it's really it's a kind of, we have to unfold a certain sense of seeking happiness through abnegation many times. It's often how it goes. To let the highest wisdom is to let go of all the guilt and blame and shame, and all of that is absolutely not necessary. It was an experience that led you to that point of freedom. And so what we need to understand is letting go of the control, because the ego needs to control, the ego needs to condition the ego. So it's about the challenge is to let go of the control. What we need to do, wow, this is pretty intense. What we need to do is it's called exhaustion. It's about stopping acting always to satisfy the needs of others, to become our own authority, to respond to only our own authority, to become sovereign. And the outcome is comparison. It is a time that is given for comparison. So because we're going to feel so much, all that we've been through to get there, we'll actually we'll see the value of all the process once we get to the point of freedom. As we let go of the guilt and shame and blame, we have this, like, we can face the eye of the tiger, and the tiger of fear is being dominated, and then can cross the continent. Anything is possible. Once we let go of control, we find abundance. We allow ourselves to receive abundance, to know that we are entitled to abundance, not from the society, but from the Creator directly. As we the fact that we won't submit to the authority of others will create a shock. It's gonna create. There is a whole transfer of power from the submission to a lower matrix, to a submission to a higher dimensional intelligence. So And for that we just need to slow down, and that's really what we need to do. And then from the comparison, we have to go through a period of ordinariness, which means it may not be very exciting, but it's about reconnecting to the simple pleasures of life, the naturalness of life. So it's really what this time will be given, and let go of all kinds of blame, shame, guilt, all those things. And from a karmic perspective, let's see what the card of the day is from the card of the Akash is lessons and good deeds. So it's like once we learn the lessons, and it's all about that. It's all about uh, one side is we're coming to experience a field of experience, but we're also here to learn lessons and to practice good deeds, and to because the good deeds will temperate the misdeed. It's like when you do something good, that's with any no and I wanted to discuss also the idea also in terms of charity. Charity is very important, but in America there was this gentleman named Carnegie who wrote a book, the Gospel of Wealth, and he thought that the rich should be very, very, very rich, and so they can donate to those who need, which is makes sense in some level, but and so it's like Americans have to publicize their donations. They always publicize, but when you publicize a donation, a charity, something, a charity event, then from a cosmic perspective, it has nothing to do with charity. It is just publicity for your ego, to say I'm a good person, look at me. So it has nothing. The charity has to be done discreetly, if possible. So it's just something. But I mean, there is a place for it, but. Public announcement that somebody has made a donation for that, but often it is for tax reason, and also for for, for saying I'm a good person. Look at me, I'm doing all this good thing. I'm sacrificing my resources, which in some sense, and it's like if you're gonna do something in terms of charity. I'm watching a lot of documentary that are quite interesting right now because I have time, and so it's a bit educational. But if for instance you go to this charity dinner and it's like for to save some elephant in Asia, there was this video about that. So it's okay to give a check to support the elephants, but take the time to go visit the elephant, to meet the elephant, to see what you've done for them. It's far more rather than just putting it into the hands of some multinational organization, so to speak. Well, I just thought I'd comment on that. I hope this message was interesting for you. I thank you so much for liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing, for your donations, and I thank you so much for staying in touch with the higher consciousness, your higher consciousness. For it is collectively we really at the shift of the ages, huh? So it's and to be patient. There's a lot of things to deal with, it seems like, from the cards that came out. And here we have to reinforce it is the fifth of Michael. Michael is the archangel. Michael is really somebody that's universally available, and you can count on his integrity. Whenever you call him, he will come to assist you in any difficult situation without judgment. He's a powerful being, and he's a universal teacher, a friend, a guide, a brother. And so he says, the present situation does not bring you anything good. Do not take things too much at heart. Back up. So it's really about stopping taking seriously things that shouldn't be taken seriously. What should be taken seriously is your ability to rest, to find your peace, to enjoy, to find things to to, to, there is a lot of concerns that can be taken care of from the universe, but it's a settle, it's a dance, and it's a dance of integration. So just continue to cultivate hope, faith, charity. And all those things, just be yourself, just connect, just surrender to your multi-dimensional self, and little by little, it's not a conscious thing, it is allowing ourselves to be tuned, to be tuned to the alignment to a higher frequency. Well, I wish you a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you later. Thank you very much.